Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Matt here from myrawintuition.com, where I help people reconnect with their intuition to achieve higher levels of health and happiness. So I want to take a moment to discuss a question that I received earlier this week, asking me why there are vegans and raw vegans out there that do not look healthy. Now, I think this is actually a very important topic to discuss so that we can hopefully help these new people coming into the diet and lifestyle to avoid some of these common mistakes that people tend to make. I think it's pretty safe to say that anytime somebody is going into a brand new diet and lifestyle, that there's a good chance they're not gonna have it down 100% perfect right out of the gate. They're gonna run into some issues, they're gonna run into some challenges, and I think it's a little disconcerting that there's people out there that are trying to point the finger at some of these people that are struggling on a vegan or raw vegan diet and use that as a justification to paint the entire diet and lifestyle as being unhealthy. I beg you to share with me a population of people that is following a certain diet or lifestyle and show me that 100% of those people are looking vibrant and healthy. You're not gonna find it because everybody is at their own point in their own health journey. And some people are gonna look good and some people are not gonna look good, regardless of the diet they're following. So I can share my own personal experience after being on a meat and dairy-based diet for 25 years and then shifting over to a raw vegan diet for the last 7 years. I no longer deal with chronic constipation, with eczema, with excessive dry skin, with chronic colds and flus, with asthma, with so many conditions that really hampered my quality of life. And so I can share my experience of doing this successfully, and hopefully other people can take bits and pieces of what I'm doing and apply it to their life and succeed on this diet and lifestyle. But I want to share with you guys some of the other reasons that I feel like some people might be struggling when they get into this diet and lifestyle, and hopefully we can use this as a learning opportunity for people to succeed on this diet and lifestyle in the future. Alright guys, let's start off with one of the most obvious reasons, and that is the toxic culture that we are all brought up in. From the animal products that we're fed at an early age to the chemicals in our food, the preservatives, the artificial colors, artificial flavors, GMOs, high fructose corn syrup that seems to be in basically everything, including our baby foods. The media that teaches us that we need to buy products in order to be good enough or to be loved. High stress, not enough sleep, not enough exercise. We're not taught how to handle stress in a healthy way. And so all of these things kind of combine to create, an unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy mental habits as well. So, people are really it's an uphill battle for most people to really be healthy when they're inundated with so many unhealthy influences in their life, basically from when they just were born. So that is a major factor, I believe, in why there are so many unhealthy looking people, and when they realize that they are feeling unhealthy and looking unhealthy, they start to look for a way to correct it. And a lot of times what they find is the healthiest diet and lifestyle to prevent and reverse chronic issues, and that is a vegan lifestyle and diet. So they start shifting into a plant-based vegan diet and lifestyle, and it's not going to just automatically change how they look. They were brought up all these years on this toxic diet and lifestyle where they possibly could have created some dis-ease or just some, ill health, and they are not going to just eliminate that by going over to a vegan diet and lifestyle. It's going to take some time to correct those issues. And so when they get into that and then they start making videos because they want to share their experience and they're inspired by other people that they've seen, people can maybe look at the videos that they're starting to create and be like, wow, they're vegan or they're raw vegan and they don't really look very good. And it's because they just haven't had enough time to really figure out the diet and lifestyle and allow time for their bodies to heal. And so it's not really justifiable to judge these people or judge the lifestyle based on how these people look. In a few years, it could be completely different. We don't know. People are all on their own path and they're all dealing with things that we don't necessarily know about. Just because they're making YouTube videos doesn't mean they're sharing all of their struggles, whether it's related to diet and lifestyle or not. We don't technically know everything about these people, so we can't really make these judgments based on just how they physically look at a certain point in time. So that's my first point. I think that is what we really need to just have a basic understanding of. All right, another influence I believe factors into why some vegans or raw vegans might still look unhealthy is the pervasive economic interest that industry has in keeping us misinformed about true health and nutrition. So even though somebody is vegan or raw vegan doesn't mean they're not carrying over old mental programming that they received earlier in life. So, there's a lot of headlines out there in the media telling us that butter is good for you, or eggs don't raise cholesterol, or you can't get enough iron from plants, or you need to eat high protein in order to be healthy. So these things might be influencing how these people are comprising their diets. They might still be taking a lot of protein powders or unnecessary supplements or eating a lot of fortified processed foods that they think that they have to have in order to make up for, things that might be missing in a whole food plant-based diet. So it's really just about a level of education that needs to be made in order for them to make the best decisions on how to comprise their diets. There's also the Hollywood image that we're given of what a healthy body is supposed to look like. There's some people out there, I've heard of some people going back to eating animal products because they didn't have big enough shoulder muscles when they were eating plant-based diets. So I can't think of a more vain or just uneducated reason to go back to eating animal products because, when you look in the mirror, you didn't have a big enough hump on your shoulder. So, I think we just need to be educated about proper health and nutrition and realizing how sufficient a whole food plant-based diet is when it's properly planned, as the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has stated, which is one of the largest professional bodies of nutrition experts. They let us know that a vegan diet is adequate for all stages of life, including athletes. So there is really no debate if a whole food plant-based diet is adequate for our bodies. And so it's just about getting people the correct information and allowing them to make decisions based on that. All right, another issue that I see quite commonly when people get into a vegan diet and lifestyle, they also get into things like water fasting and juice cleansing and monomeal islands and intermittent fasting. And while I think these things can be beneficial when done properly, people just don't seem to have the patience that is required to heal the body in a balanced way. And so they want quick results. They want everything to happen so quickly. So they're jumping from a water fast to one meal a day, to monomeal island, to intermittent fasting, and they're just burning themselves out. They're also depleting their body of a lot of essential nerve energy, and they're not allowing it to replenish and to rebuild and to kind of balance out. And so they're just jumping from one cleanse to another. And that is not only making them look unhealthy, it's burning them out mentally and physically, and it's a good way to not succeed on the diet. So doing these things in a balanced, proper way can definitely help somebody to heal their body. But the way that most people are doing it on YouTube today, it's just not beneficial. And so people that burn themselves out with these fasting and cleansing mindsets are giving people the wrong impression about vegans and raw vegans. And so I think that people need to be more balanced, and they need to be just a little more educated on the patience and the time that it requires for the body to heal. You know, you cannot rush your healing. The body is going to heal in the proper amount of time that it requires, and your mind wants to speed that up. But that is what is going to lead people down the wrong path and to burning themselves out. So remember, this healing process is a journey. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And when we try to make it a sprint, we are going to burn ourselves out. We're going to look unhealthy. We're not going to feel our best. And it's going to lead to possibly making us believe that this diet and lifestyle is not healthy. So it's just important to be aware of the cleansing mindset and how to properly cleanse the body and have the patience to allow the body to heal in the time that it needs. I also see a lot of people coming into the vegan diet and lifestyle with a history of eating disorders and mental disorders, and these people are coming to this lifestyle to find some relief from these conditions. And I think it's really unfortunate that we have people out there pointing their fingers at these people, telling them they look unhealthy and they look malnourished, when these people are really going through a rough enough time as it is. They're going through a healing journey, and it's going to take time for these people to start looking and feeling as healthy as they would like. So to point your finger and make them feel worse about themselves, I think is a very harmful and destructive thing to do. I think we should be giving these people support and love and the education that they need to start making better lifestyle choices that are going to help to improve their lives to achieve the health that they desire. And lastly, I think it's just important to keep a little perspective and to realize that we are living in a sick society where unfortunately the majority of people are either overweight or obese. So when people look at vegans and raw vegans, they might look to be a little underweight, but that's only because we're comparing them to the average overweight person. So just because they might look a little skinnier than the normal person doesn't mean they're unhealthy, and in many times it means they are healthier than the average person. So it's just keeping perspective and keeping an understanding of what real health is. We do not want to become well adjusted to a sick society. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope this gave you a little perspective and understanding when it comes to the claims that many vegans or raw vegans are looking sick or unhealthy. You know, we're all at a different point in our healing and health journeys, and, you know, we can't really be judging anything based on how somebody appears at one point in time. There's a lot of different aspects that go into creating a total health package, and, you know, diet and lifestyle is a main part of that, but there's also additional parts that we need to be considering. So if you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them down below. I always love to read your feedback. And until next time, guys, always follow your raw intuition.
Detoxify your mind and body. Be the change you want to see. Small steps towards living better. Small steps to where I want to be.